Hello everybody, welcome to Mark's Remarks. As you can see, I'm on the allotment and I've given the chickens one of their favourite treats. There you go. It's an ice cream tub which I keep in the freezer, and every time I get a tomato that's gone a little bit beyond its use by date, I dice it up and just basically throw it in the tub in the freezer. And then if I have some sweet corn, either in a can or some frozen, I'll just take some, I'll throw that in there as well and let it build up, and at the very end what I'll do, I'll throw in one of those really cheap sort of 40p tins of canned tomatoes, just to give it, because that's all like pulverized pretty much. That'll add an extra tomato and also some liquid to freeze it all together. And also you might not be able to see from here, but there's some pieces of beef steak, the fat, the gristle that gets left over. I chop that up into tiny pieces, throw that in, and then lump some more tomato and sweet corn on the top. And eventually it turns into some kind of layer cake. That's actually on its side at the moment. I do that so it gives it more surface area to start thawing, and they can chip at it from all sides. So yeah, there's fresh tomato, canned tomato, there's sweet corn, and a little bit of meat. In this case it was beef, sort of a bit of a beef gristle. I don't put things like bacon in there. Bacon's like salty, or gammon, but a little bit of pork chop gristle, a bit of steak gristle. Throw that in there because they do go for meat. As you can see in one of my videos last week or so, they found a mouse on the allotment. It was eating the guts out of that. So they do like mice, mice. And I've seen somebody else's frogs years ago. Somebody else's chickens eat a frog years ago. Anyway, as you can see, yeah, they just chip that away. It's frozen solid. It's only been out of the freezer for less than 10 minutes. And they chip away, trying to get the sweet corn. I've heard this version done before. Somebody told me years ago that they put sweet corn into a tub, fill it with water, and then freeze it. So then when the ice melts, then they can gradually chip away at the sweet corn. This is another sort of an alternative to that, where everything is edible in this block. There you go. And if your chickens have any other favourites, you can always throw them in as well. I don't bother with all the other veg, carrot tops, other bits and pieces like that. The end of the stalk part of the gherkin. I do save that. I put it in the freezer in a different bag, and I throw that in the compost bin. I don't give that lots to the chickens, but yeah, just sweet corn, tomato. Yeah, they love it. And as it defrosts, they can chew a little bit more. That one there on the left has seen where the layer of meat is, so it's chipping away there. Yeah, they don't seem to have a problem with the frozen part. I mean, because what they do, if that wasn't frozen, they'd be gulping it down in big pieces. But because it's frozen, they have to chip away at it, which keeps them busy, keeps their mind out. Because that's the thing about chickens, you've got to keep them, give them things to sort of occupy them. It's like with these different feeders, that feeder back there, they can fill up on grain in 10-15 minutes. That doesn't help them for the rest of the day. So if you give them, food in different ways like this will occupy them for hours, I mean, they'll eat this for a while. They'll go away. They'll come back. This will be gone by tomorrow. And it's very cheap as well. You know, like I say, the can of tomatoes was like 40, I want to say like 40p, something like that. It's from Lidl's, the cheapest they got. Just canned chopped tomatoes, and then the odd fresh tomato that's gone a bit beyond. You know, and if you have a chat, if you get on well with your neighbours, maybe they'll save them for you, and you can freeze them, like, you know, in the tub. And the rest of it's just a hand. Every time you open a can of sweet corn or a bag of sweet corn, just get a handful, just throw that in for a bit of extra flavour. Yeah, this can take weeks. Could take weeks to make this lot. You know, just a little bit at a time. Well, if you've made it this far, please remember, if you want to help the channel without actually doing anything, if you could just allow at least some of the ads to play. They don't pay much, they pay sod all, but it all adds up, and it means I can, you know, do things for the chickens here. And if you want to see more videos, at the end of this video I'll put in one of the corners some links to the other stuff that I do, you know, some cookery videos and stuff, but also in one of the corners will be the link to my allotment. If you click on that, it'll bring up all the videos of me filming the chickens, running around, scratching around, looking for bugs, and carrying on. So that might be your thing. All right, my allotment in one of the corners. once found out. You remember, because you put in things on different times over a period of weeks, it builds like a layer cake. So this part that's closest to us is on the top. So they've just found that brown area there. That's where the layer of meat is. See, we've just gone 12 minutes. There have been solid 12 minutes chipping away at all this goodness. This is, I mean, this will keep them busy for hours. I mean, it'll take hours for this thing. I mean, because it's defrosting slowly from the outside, but of course, as you get to the middle, it's still got frozen. It'll, yeah, hours of entertainment here. The right one's going for the meat. That's on the right. The white one there is going for the sweet corn. Yeah, they're all going for different areas. Okay, that'll about do it. I think it's a 15-minute video. Thanks very much for watching, and you know, like I say, in one of the corners I'll put the link to my allotment. There's about 60 something videos of the chickens carrying on, and you know, watching them eat what do they call them, shrimp, frozen shrimp. There's some of them, they're eating maggots, they're eating mealworms, all kinds of, you know, different videos. plus just watching them scratch around in the wheelbarrow. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next one.